Oh, is she going to give class?
Maybe.
Okay, you give class?
Time.
What do you think?
2 years time.
Maybe?
Join the clan of Bhakti, Lalita and Vishaka.
Jai.
Hey Krishna.
What?
No, it's just saying if someone is
No. It's a lost baby. Ready?
Okay. Sri Prabhupada Jivanamritam Ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Rakhak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Guru Varga Ki Jai. Okay. Jai Guru Maharaj, Jai Guru Maharaj, Jai Guru Maharaj. This was completed when? In the late 40s?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. After Govinda Maharaj came, huh? I think so, yeah. Okay. So we just read that really important shloka from Rishabdev. Guru na sa shat, swajana na sa shat, pita na sa shat, janami na sa shat, daivam na sa shat, na patishcha na sa shat, and so on. Well, na muchayedya sampeta mrityam. Okay, cannot save the souls from the path of impending death. Don't become a guru. Don't become a father. Don't become a guardian. Don't become a wife. Don't become a mother. Do not bear a child. Heavy. Rishabdev. I think it's in the Bhagavatam. Now we have a large sloka from Sri Kulashekar and Sri Guru Maharaj's introduction. The resolve to reject everything unfavorable by means of all the senses. Sarvendriyar eva pratikula varjane sankalpaha. So, rejection of the unfavorable. In the life of the surrendered souls, the words, the nectarine words of the Vaishnavas, the Bhaktas. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Sundar Radham Giridhari Ju Ki Jai. Okay. So, from Kulashekar Maharaj, the great king of Trivandrum area, around the 6th, 7th century, something like that. He was one of the great alwars, or preachers of Krishna Bhakti in South India at a very early time, even before Ramanujacharya. Jai. Gurudev. Okay. O Madhava, let me not see the unvirtuous persons who are devoid of devotion for your lotus feet. And let me not hear the narratives which do not describe your divine personality. O Lord of the universe, may I never have contact with those bereft of faith in you. And moreover, lifetime after lifetime, may I never be without the company of your association who are devoted, your associates who are devoted to your loving service. Sri Kulashekar. And Srila Prabhupada also used Kulashekar quotations in his books, and commented on the greatness of Kulashekar Maharaj as a great Vaishnava. And we see in so many of the prayers of the Vaishnavas that janame janame, life after life, it's clear, it's indicative of the path of devotion, that we have to be prepared for life after life of engagement in surrender, trying to surrender. This is the path of devotion. This is the real thing that Srila Guru Maharaj has revealed, and Srila Prabhupada has opened the door for us to begin to see it. You know, we're beginning to feel the feeling of the devotee, helpless and hopeless. We have no hope on our own. We're stuck. We have no power on our own. That's the reality. Of course, we still think we do, but that's the illusion that we have to leave behind. So Kulishekar Maharaj is praying, let me always take birth surrounded by your associates. You know, let me do that so that I can continue my efforts to surrender. Of course, he's a surrendered soul, but he's giving us, he knows the nature of the progress of Krishna consciousness and, you know, what it is. So he gives clear indication. We'll read the Sanskrit. Ma draksham Krishna punyam kshanam api bhavato bhaktihinam padabje. Ma sarusham sharaya bandham taiva charitam apasyanyad DK Dikyana Jatam Ma Spaksham Madhava Ma Spaksham Madhava, O Lord of the universe, may I never be bereft of faith in you. Tvang api bhuvana pote Chaitasa Pahanavanam Ma Bhuvam Twat Saparya Parikara Rahito Janam Jamanatare P. Sri Kulashekarasya. Number 6, rejection of the unfavorable. So let me always be at your lotus feet. Let me be with the devotees who have got that feeling of divine love and who are not bereft of faith in you. Let me be around those types of people. Let me not be with those people who have no faith in you. So that, you know, this is the outline of what it is to reject the unfavorable. Pratikulya what is Varijanyam? Is that right? Sorry. Pratikulya Vivarjanam. Sorry. Pratikulya Vivarjanam. So rejection of the unfavorable, outlined here by Kulishekar Maharaj. Lifetime after lifetime, let me take birth around your devotees. So, yeah, this is, you know, we do have contact with, in a way, we have contact, but we don't have contact. The Chintya Beda Beda. When we are in touch with people and speaking about the glories of the Lord, even if they're not faithful yet, still we're really not contacting them. But if we are involved in, you know, with them, letting them kind of control the conversation in a mundane way, then it's bad association. So this doesn't block, you know, preaching to people, but it tells us, don't come under their influence. Don't be with them in a sense of contacting them with some unconscious, like surrender to their sound vibration. You just have to be careful about that. That always the idea of kirtanam is there when we're out amongst people. You know, sometimes you have to listen to them and establish friendship, and then you can begin to chant to them. But, you know, doing that in the context of establishing friendship to preach to them also is not mundane connection. You always have to have that conscious idea that I've got some medicine and I'm going to give it. And, you know, if we think like that, we're okay. Because we, you know, as Vaishnavas and disciples of our gurus, we're naturally going to want to give this to others, you know, as best we can according to our nature and according to our guna karma, our active situation and our nature. We will want to give. Okay, so do one more. Fantastic. Okay, so Guru Maharaj's introduction. One should also be indifferent towards commonly respected objects. One should also be indifferent towards commonly respected objects. Sarvana Jasya. See what it says here. Sarvagya. Sarvagya. I don't know who. Do you know who he is? Sarvagya, or all knowledge. Yeah, maybe that's just the nature of the shloka. I don't know. But it's asya. That means from them. So anyway, Guru Maharaj's Sanskrit is massive. Vyavaharikara dharani api yanyapi tuchavat tyajani. One should also be indifferent towards commonly respected objects. Tuchavat tyaj, indifferent, renounced towards. Vyavahara, those objects. I can't pick out the Sanskrit for commonly respected. Anyway, we'll read from Sarvagya. O Lord, your devotees see the ocean to be as insignificant as a palmful of water, the sun as a glowworm, Mount Sumeru as a pebble, a king as a servant, wish-fulfilling gems as rocks, a desire-yielding tree as wood, worldly aspirations as straw, and even sees his own body as a trifling weight to carry. He knows all objects unfavorable to devotion as trivia. So what's happening is that, you know, these are not like some kind of structured speculation or structured like construct that someone who's thinking about how to become a devotee has made without being a devotee. This is what the pure Vaishnavas see, how it is. And this is what we understand, you know, a little bit. We can see a little bit by their grace of what they see through their words, and we can understand how we need to try to emulate them. So this Sarvagya, he knows what is the actions of the Vaishnava. Everything in the material world is not significant. The ocean, which, you know, to us appears just massive, there's just nothing. It's just a drop of water on a speck, you know, in the sky with billions of other specks. You know, in the dark corner of the spiritual sky, as Srila Prabhupada outlined it. Maybe in the lowest level, the lowest area of conscious levels. Still, you know, it's can be graphically indicated to us, you know, as planets, because we understand it like that. But what it is, we can't know. We can know it's consciousness, and it has some kind of form, material form, based on the 14 levels of consciousness, 14 planetary systems, or spiritual form, based on the different rasas and the mood of the Lord and the mood of the devotee. So this here after Kulashekar Maharaj, Sarvagya, like all knowers. I don't know if it's a name or if it just states what is known by all the devotees who know. Worldly aspirations are straw. You know, oh, I want to get a big car, I want to have a big house, I want to, you know, live comfortably in the countryside, I want to do this. The Vaishnava sees all this as like not important. He wants to see how he can be engaged in service, whatever the circumstance. He's not, you know, not concerned with the external things. Even the body, it's trifling. It's like a weight we have to carry around to that is kind of constantly distracting us from service. But as we develop, the senses will come under control, and the mind will be focused. And are you going to sit there? You sit down? No? Okay. So anyway, yeah, as we develop, things will become naturally like this. Even Mount Sumeru, which is, you know, climbing through all the levels of consciousness. I don't know whether it originates, it's only climbing through the heavenly planets, or it begins at the beginning of the hellish planets. I don't remember. Do you remember? No. Anybody? Anyway, Mount Sumeru kind of grows through the whole universe as far as I understand. So it may be that it's in the hellish planets, but somehow I have this idea that it's grows in the heavenly planets only, but I don't know, I'll have to look it up. Okay. So next, we have a verse from Katyayana. And he's talking about one realizes the result of associating with non-devotees. You know, the Vaishnavas can see that, they can perceive it. Like, you know, it's like seeing the future. The pure Vaishnava can see the nature of conditioning, how the conditioning works, and where it's going to take you. Similarly, the Vaishnava can see the presence of devotion and how powerful it is based on our own surrender and where we're going to go with that. So it's kind of like a dual vision, but generally the devotional side overwhelms the mundane side, which is why you know, our karma is drastically reduced. We're always told that the karma is drastically reduced, and where was I going with this? What was I saying? Yeah, I started with Sumeru, and then I made the point. Gee whiz, okay, I'm sorry. Jai, Sri Papana Jivanamritam ki jai. Srila Bhakti Rakha Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Oh, old age is not ki jai. Okay. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Bhakti Rakha Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswata Mat Acharya Brinda ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Vaishnava Brinda ki jai. All the world Vaishnava Brinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Okay, So, yeah, we just read Yayatamam prapadyante. So, according to how one surrenders, Krishna reciprocates. This is the, you know, the nature of existence, because God is the source of existence, and that existence descends or kind of permeates through the whole realm of existence by His potency. And so when we're endeavoring in this world to make progress, when we pray, you know, Krishna hears that prayer. And we're told, depending on the degree of necessity, that He responds to that prayer. And gradually our necessity grows and grows and grows, and we realize that we have no, you know, we have no capacity really to surrender on our own. So that necessity becomes extreme and intense. Like Srila Guru Maharaj has said, extreme negativity. I am nothing. So we're working towards becoming nothing from thinking that we're something. And, you know, that's, in terms of mundane vision, you know, to become very small and lowly, a slave, as Srila Guru Maharaj uses, is, you know, not very attractive. But when we realize a little bit of what it is to, you know, just to begin to surrender, and how, what a vista lay before us. You know, like when you're up in the mountains and you drive down and suddenly there's this vista of the whole valley. We used to live in Central California and it was like that. I just saw a picture on Windows that was a road that I drove down. Yeah, I remembered that exact vision because it was so amazing. Yeah. Anyway, you know, so we are looking from a vista. We're descending into the valley of reality, or, you know, that's a rough example. But anyway, you know, we have some perception of the potential, and the reality of our progress is in our potential, and in our tapping into that potential. Everything is there in, you know, within. We have potential for great devotion internally. How it manifests externally, one can't say. Sometimes we can tell by the degree of external activity how much a person is engaged. But we can't always judge that that's, like Srila Prabhupada even told us, that even there are, you know, extreme book distributors at the time who were distributing like 16 hours a day, something like that. Just totally absorbed. But similarly, there can be devotees who are in a different service position, also absorbed, and they're equal. You know, depending on the nature and the path of devotion that's laid out before them. So it kind of works like that. Anyway, I haven't gotten to the shloka yet. So this is text 21 and 22, chapter 4, Adi Lila, and we're hearing about the nature of the descent of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, taste the essence of the sweet mellows of love of God, and propagate devotional service on the platform of spontaneous attraction. So now, Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj is teaching us about the nature of that descent and that reciprocal reaching out that Mahaprabhu has begun. You know, reaching into the cloud of illusion to pull people out. Okay, if one cherishes pure loving devotion to me, thinking of me as his son, his friend or his beloved, regarding himself as great and considering me his equal or inferior, I become subordinate to him. Chaitanya Charitamrita, 3 kinds of devotional service are described, namely Bhakti, ordinary devotional service, Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotional service, and Vidha Bhakti, mixed devotional service. When devotional service is executed with some material purpose involving fruitive activities, mental speculation, or mystic yoga, it is called mixed or adulterated service. Besides Bhakti Yoga, Bhagavad Gita also describes Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Dhyana Yoga. Yoga means linking with the Supreme, which is possible only through devotion. Fruitive activities ending in devotional service, philosophical speculation ending in devotional service, and the practice of mysticism ending in devotional service are known respectively as Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Dhyana Yoga. But such devotional service is adulterated by the 3 kinds of material activities. So Prabhupada is, clarifying the descriptions that Krishna gives in the Bhagavad Gita of these different paths, and we can understand by the inner devotional vision of the direction of the teaching that's contained within the Sanskrit. It's revealed to us how, practically every chapter Krishna concludes with some sort of emphasis on devotion. And there's a reason for it, because all these things lead, if they're properly executed, they lead to devotion, but along the way they're mixed. So it's kind of similar. We are being engaged by our guru, and we have different mundane motivations that are there, but at the same time we have the inner desire to serve and to surrender. So our guru is placing us. We've all been placed. We haven't really done this ourselves, even though we may think we did, but we haven't. We've been placed by our guru in a particular situation that will be conducive to surrender. That's the mercy of the Diksha Guru. And sometimes it's possible that deviation will bring one out of that circle of protection. But generally the Guru is very merciful and wants to keep us in. And we saw that so clearly in Srila Govinda Maharaj. He was so his heart felt deep determination to not lose one devotee of his Guru Maharaj. He really felt like that. And he greatly lamented the fact that, some of Guru Maharaj's devotees did not follow Srila Guru Maharaj's direction and take shelter of Srila Govinda Maharaj. That gave him much pain. The offenses that came as a result of their, cutting off from Srila Govinda Maharaj, what they said, he didn't really care. But the pain came from his desire to, help all the devotees of his Guru Maharaj, in service to his Guru Maharaj directly. And one time in Sokel, he said, to save my god brothers, I am sacrificing my disciples. A really, heavy statement that he's making arrangements to protect his god brothers, the disciples of Srila Guru Maharaj, at the expense of his disciples sometimes. And that is just, inconceivably painful activity. We know a little bit by what's awakened in our hearts, what it would be or what it is to break off from a devotee. It's really difficult and it's really painful, and it has to do with taking sannyas, leaving the family and the wife, even, you know, in a way of focusing in a different direction away from that family life, was very shocking and difficult. And I told Srila Govinda Maharaj how difficult it was, that sometimes I was not sleeping and my heart was pounding, and it was very difficult in the beginning. And Srila Govinda Maharaj said, just like, you know, I couldn't really understand it, but I felt that it meant that there is something of devotional feeling. Obviously there's material attachment, no doubt, but really predominating that material attachment was devotional connection, serving together. And so it was painful. And what he said was, when Nityananda Prabhu left, Hadai Prabhu left his body. It was so he couldn't endure it. It was too painful. So, you know, that was his answer to what's going on. So I had to conclude, okay, there's something devotional here. I just have to tolerate it and understand that, you know, things are going to get balanced out. And sure enough, things did. I balanced it in one way by, you know, continuing to have some contact with my previous family. And that enables me to be somewhat balanced in my service. So I'm a Vaishnava sannyasi. My godbrothers tell me that, and Srila Govinda Maharaj gave direct instruction that wife and can stay in the same temple but live in a different building. So that permission was given. I'm just saying this for anybody who has questions about that. It was directly from Srila Govinda Maharaj. Am I defending myself? Okay. Okay, so let's read the Sanskrit. Mora putra, mora sakha, mora prana poti, e bhave ye more kore shuddha bhakti. Apanake bardamane amare samahina, se bhava hai ami tahara adina. Adina, subordinate. Ami tahara. I am subordinate tahara, to him. So he who regards me as sama, equal, or hina, lower. Apanake bara, big, he's bigger, he's greater. This person considers himself greater than me in Shuddha Bhakti, in pure devotion. So then he names those who consider me putra, consider me sakha, consider me pranapati, the Lord of life. In this way, they see in pure devotion themselves as greater than me and myself as a subordinate. So, for those grossly engaged in identifying the body as the self, pious activity or karma yoga is recommended. For those who identify the mind with the self, philosophical speculation or jnana yoga is recommended. But devotees standing on the spiritual platform have no need of such material conceptions of adulterated devotion. Adulterated devotional service does not directly aim for love of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, devotional service strictly in conformity with the revealed scriptures is better than such vidha bhakti, because it is free from all kinds of material contamination. It is executed in Krishna consciousness solely to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srila Prabhupada was speaking about, you know, the highest goal, the highest destination. You know, always clearly indicating to us as, you know, as Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Govinda Maharaj have indicated to us, that, you know, we are students. We're beginners. We're not, you know, we're not way up there. We're not on the, you know, close to entering the platform of love of God. Just, you know, it just isn't so. We have, you know, we have to feel like we're in a, you know, a position of impossibility. We can't possibly chant enough rounds or work hard enough or do anything that's going to, you know, help us. All we can do is try in a deep way to give ourselves in surrender. And of course that sometimes manifests in actions and, you know, vidhi, following, chanting the rounds like our Gurudev has said, following the principles like our Gurudev has requested. You know, but the foundation is the attempt to surrender. And when we're chanting Hare Krishna, it's like, you know, we don't just chant Hare Krishna, it's something we have to do for part of the devotional program. You chant your rounds, follow the principles, accept a guru, and then you become a pure devotee and you become blissful forever. That's like, you know, entry-level stuff, really. You. Me. You know, again and again we see all our gurus saying, what is it? I, me, mine. I, me, mine. We have to leave this behind. But still, you know, people are thinking, I want the bliss. Like it's natural for devotees. Devotees are blissful, so we should want the bliss because we're devotees. And, you know, it's a natural thing. But we don't find that in the, you know, in the books. We find entry-level encouragement for that, but underlaying everything is the clear indication that we have to, you know, become Shuddha Bhaktas, pure Vaishnavas without inner motive. The pure devotion, Shuddha Bhakti, manifested from pure love of Godhead, surpasses the regulative principles of the authoritative scriptures. Sometimes loving ecstasy transcends regular principles. Such ecstasy, however, is completely on the spiritual platform and cannot be imitated. So, you know, so true. Unless one is completely on the spiritual platform, you can't like think, oh, you know, I'm feeling like I'm a cowherd boy. You know, let me enter and get trained in that line of being a cowherd boy. You know, maybe you do that, you know, after, you know, anartha nivritti, nishta, asakti, ruchi, maybe then you start it. But you don't start it now. Don't be deluded, you know, to think, oh yes, I'm ready for the cowherd boy level because I've spent one life, and Prabhupada said that we can be pure devotees in one life, so it must be so. So therefore we have to start becoming cowherd boys and, you know, gopis. Even though we've, you know, we're like stuck in illusion, thinking that the body is the self and that satisfying the body is going to give us freedom. It's not as though you just jump out of that into a higher conception. You have to deal with it. That's the blessing of Srila Guru Maharaj. And that's why Srila Prabhupada sent us there. I keep saying this over and over again, but I think it's important. If someone is listening that is, you know, thinking in the way that I just described, they should understand this is not outside of the realm of Srila Prabhupada. It's directly under the order of Srila Prabhupada. And directly under the order of Srila Govinda Maharaj, or rather Srila Guru Maharaj, who we were sent to is Srila Govinda Maharaj. and so on down with Srila Acharya Maharaj and the Acharya Brinda. You know, so it's not as though we've been shopping in the marketplace of gurus and we just want to grab any guru who gives us bliss. But we've been ordered. And that is a distinct difference. You know, it's not that we're going here and there to tap into, you know, the nectar or to find help in our realization even. You know, we're not supposed to do that. That's, you know, that's there. Prabhupada was he contained the devotees within the structure of his society. But also throughout his books there's indication, you know, find a pure Vaishnava. And in his departure he says, go to Srila Sridhar Maharaj if you need help philosophically. So philosophy pervades our understanding, and what can I say? It propels our religious feeling, actually. So it's not as though philosophy is one thing and religion is another thing, even though it's presented like that. They're, you know, achintya bheda veda. They're together, dependent on each other, yet separate from each other. Is that clear?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Flawless execution of the regulative principles is exhibited in the Vaikuntha planets. By strictly executing these principles, one can be elevated to the Vaikuntha planets, but spontaneous pure loving service is found in Krishna Loka alone. Okay, so we have a verse from the Bhagavatam. We'll just go through it quickly because it's really nice. Devotional service rendered by me, devotional service rendered to me by the living beings revives their eternal life. Oh, my dear damsels of Braja, your affection for me is your good fortune, for it is the only means by which you have attained my favor. This is a verse from the damsels of, wait a minute. The Lord obligingly acknowledged the pure devotional service of the damsels of Braja by speaking this verse. This is the meeting at Kurukshetra. Samanta Panchaka. Krishna came from Dwarka, and there he spoke this. You know, very important in our line, that feeling of intense attachment and simultaneously intense separation. You know, with separation predominating. This is the clarity of the line of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. You can't have union without separation, so our focus is separation. And to develop in that mood, and once purely developed in that mood, if Krishna wants, there'll be union. It's not as though you'd like push for it or something. So, Mayi Bhaktir hi bhutanam amrita vaya kolpate distya yad asin mat sneho bhavatinam mad apanaha. Sneha, affection. I already told a story about that. It's my Sanskrit teacher, so I won't tell it again. Whenever I see Sneha, I laugh because she just couldn't get it. You know, she thought Sneha, it sounds so weird. Well, how could it possibly mean love? I just said, maybe you don't don't feel what it is. It's like, I understand Sanskrit, I know the dictionary. Okay, drishtya, good fortune. Kalpate brings about good fortune. Amritat vaya, the eternal life. My bhakti, he, certainly, bhutanam, of the living beings, amritavya, it brings eternal life. And it is all of you together who have received this. Bhavatinam, all of you, mat apanaha. You've obtained this from mat, me. This sneha, this deep affection. So this is Krishna at Kurukshetra, called Samanta Panchaka, telling of the reciprocal exchange of his love for the highest devotees in separation. He's at Dwarka, and he doesn't come back to Vrindavan except in Jagannath Puri, where that we have the Rath Yatra, and that deeper meaning of the Rath Yatra, which everybody understands. That's what it is. It's not that there's, you know, some other like concocted understanding. It's come through as what it really is. So Rath Yatra is very auspicious, and we honor that Jagannath Puri temple, and we honor the pandas and the, what's the other ones that are more?
Oh, I don't know. There's so many different serving.
The pandas and the guys who lift. There's a certain serving group. Yeah, there's, anyway, we honor them because that's our line also. We see from Rupa and Sanatan, they honored that temple restriction, as did Haridas Thakur. Obviously, they were more than qualified, but you know, they understood that the rules that were manifest there were given by Jagannath, and they respected them. So, you know, that's been our mood, you know, by the grace of Srila Sridhar Maharaj. And if the government of India rules that people should enter, if somehow or other it's understood that Jagannath has made that ruling, then we'll go. But if we think if it's an artificial imposition, then I think we'll be hesitant to go in, because we don't follow the government. We follow Jagannath, and you know, is it from Jagannath? We have to wait and see. Okay. Shri Chaitanya, oh, Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda, Jai Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda, Jai Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Rakhak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Brinda ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Vaishnava Brinda ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math Brinda ki Jai. ISKCON Brinda ki Jai. All the Vaishnava devotees in the world ki Jai, especially in the Saraswati Math devotees. Okay. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Jai Prabhupada Jivanamrita ki Jai. Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai. You want to chant, Pandita?
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama. Yadavaya Madhavaya Yadavaya Nama.
Maharaj ki jai, jai Sripad Bhakti Sundar Govinda Swami Maharaj ki jai, jai Sripad Bhakti Srila Swami Maharaj ki jai, Om Sripad Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Guru Bhag ki jai, jai Sripad Sri Bhakti Granta Swami Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Chaitanya Charitamrita Acharya Govinda ki jai, Shri London Chaitanya Saraswati ki jai, Bhakti Vigraha Nyasi Maharaj ki jai, all the devotees ki jai, all the world devotees ki jai, Hari Jai Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, jai jai jai, jai jai jai.